You need more research, more signs, more certainty. On your phone, there are screenshots of job posts, business ideas, cities you might move to, courses you might take. In your Notes app, half-written plans, strategy outlines, Q1 goals that somehow rolled into Q2, then quietly disappeared. You are not lazy. You are not stupid. You are not unambitious. You're just stuck at the same invisible checkpoint. I'll move when I'm sure. You replay the same fears on loop. What if I choose wrong? What if I waste time? What if people laugh? What if I regret it? So you do the one thing that feels safe. You stay exactly where you are, thinking about all the places you could be. And that's where the real pain sits. Not in failure, in pause. In that cloudy space where nothing is fully started, so nothing can fully grow. Here's the part almost nobody tells you. The stuck feeling you have right now isn't because you haven't found the right answer. It's because you're trying to solve a question that can't be solved from the outside. You want a guarantee before you move. Life doesn't give guarantees. It gives feedback. This is where the paradox shows up. You believe, once I'm clear, I'll take action. But the truth is the opposite. Once you take action, you get clear. Clarity is not the entry ticket. Clarity is the receipt. Think about times in your life when you were forced to move without enough information. Maybe a sudden opportunity, a surprise crisis, or a decision someone else made that affected you. You didn't have a perfect plan then. You moved. You adapted. You figured things out midair. And now, looking back, you say things like, if that hadn't happened, I'd still be stuck? At the time, it felt scary. But now I see why it was needed. Notice something? You only call it the right move in hindsight. The confidence came after the step, not before it. Right now, you're trying to experience hindsight before you act. That's why you feel exhausted. You're running simulations in your head that only reality can run. Here's the paradoxical insight. To know whether a path is right for you, you have to walk it while you're still unsure. You want to skip the messy middle, but that's where the data is. You can't discover what kind of work lights you up if you never ship anything. You can't know if that city fits you if you never lived there for a season. You can't learn what kind of creator, professional, partner, or leader you are by only watching other people do it. You think you're protecting yourself from regret. But this version of safety is regret, just stretched out over years. So let's flip it. Instead of asking, how do I find the one perfect path so I never fail? Ask, how can I move small and fast so every step teaches me something? You don't need a 10-year map. You need a 10-day experiment. You don't need to decide your forever career. You need to test one real project for 30 days. You don't need to be ready. You need to be willing. This is your transformation journey. First, accept this uncomfortable truth. You will never feel 100% ready. The version of you who is fully ready only exists after you've done the thing. Then shrink the decision. Instead of, should I quit my job and start a business? Try, for the next 14 days, I'll wake up 1 hour earlier and work on this idea like it's real. At the end, I'll review what I learned. Instead of, should I move to another country? Try, for the next 30 days, I'll talk to 3 people who live there, join one online community, and simulate living there in my budget. Instead of, what if I fail publicly? Try, for the next 10 posts, my only goal is to practice hitting publish, not to impress anyone. By doing this, you are no longer asking your brain to predict the whole story. You're only asking it to commit to the next page, and something subtle starts to shift. As you move, the fog doesn't magically vanish, but the next few meters become visible. You get feedback. What energizes you, what drains you responds, what opens up, what feels off. You start to collect real data about your life, not just theories. Each tiny action sends out an echo. An email replied to, a DM answered, a small win, a small no, which still teaches you more than 1,000 maybe later fantasies. And slowly, the stuck feeling changes flavor. It becomes less I'm trapped and more I'm in transit. The anxiety of standing still is replaced by the nerves of someone actually moving. It's still uncomfortable, but it's productive discomfort. You can feel your identity shifting from the one who thinks about it to the one who does it. Here's a paradox. Stated simply, the only way to know if you're on the right path is to walk it wrong a few times. The only way to build confidence is to act before you feel confident.